UFC 310's main event between Alexandra Pantoja and Kai Asakura promises to be a thrilling fight. Asakura is making his UFC debut on Saturday, and he's getting a title shot in his first ever fight. Now, that's quite fascinating. We don't really see people who make their debut get straight to a title shot. However, a big reason for this is not only that Kai Asakura is a huge star and former Rizin champion, it's because Pantoja has already cleaned out the division. Pantoja is making his third flyweight title defense, and on his way to becoming champion, he cleaned out the division. He is 9-0 against the top-ranked opponents in the division. He is 5-0 against the top 2 fighters in his division. He needs new blood, new competition, and that's where Kai Asakura steps in here. Asakura, despite having a lack of UFC experience, brings several advantages to the table in this fight. On paper, he has a 3-inch height advantage. Not that Pantoja is a stranger to that. In his last fight with Steve Ercik, he was the much smaller fighter. Asakura has a 2-inch reach advantage, and on paper he has a power advantage with his 13 knockouts in his 21 victories, compared to Pantoja's 8 knockouts in his 28 victories. Asakura is definitely a very talented striker. That's all we've been hearing about the last couple weeks, how great of a striker he is, and how he has one-shot power that could knock anybody out, which is new to the flyweight division. Not a lot of flyweights possess that power. But Pantoja, we've seen him before just press forward, take a lot of damage in fights, knows able to knock him out, knock him down, and he just continues to press forward. And, what's going to be different this time? Does Kai Asakura, a power that we've never really seen before in the flyweight division? I don't know. He hasn't fought yet. So we don't really know how good Kai Asakura really is. For Pantoja, grappling is his bread and butter, and that is going to win him this fight. If he does win this fight, he has 10 submissions in his UFC career. His jiu-jitsu is fantastic. Once he takes your back, it's all over. Asakura doesn't really have that grappling experience. There's not a lot of grappling in Rizin, and that could present some challenges for the challenger. Now, Pantoja is going to probably press forward, and maybe Asakura can catch him with a shot. We've seen Pantoja press forward so many times and take a lot of damage, but he gets to you eventually. He wears you down. He lands the takedown, and he starts to take over the fight. Will that happen here? Will Kai Asakura catch him? Will Pantoja finally be caught? No one's been able to knock him down or knock him out before. He has an iron chin. That can't last forever. So I think that's kind of the questions about Pantoja leading into this fight. But I think when I visualize this fight, there's just more paths to victory for Pantoja. I think Asakura's grappling, it's kind of a big question mark. He's probably not that great of a grappler. I think that's going to cause a lot of issues for him. In his last fight, you could see, he fights in a ring in Rizin, and that's kind of different takedown defense than the UFC. You can see he was kind of sprawled out. His feet were behind the ropes, and it was kind of hard to take him down that way. Michael Bisping kind of pointed that out, how that's not going to be something that Asakura can do in the cage, as Pantoja could easily just grab a leg, as his feet will be perpendicular to the cage. So that's going to be quite an issue for Asakura in this fight. I also think America's top team, where Pantoja fights, they've already beaten Asakura before in the Higuchi fight. Demetrius Johnson pointed this out. It was a great take by him. Definitely one of the greatest mixed martial artists in the world, Mighty Mouse. So he knows what he's talking about, and he was breaking down the Higuchi Asakura fight, particularly the second fight in which Asakura lost, and Higuchi was able to land, several kicks to the calf, and that really compromised that leg of Asakura, and he was able to knock out Asakura from that point. Pantoja, a little bit of a different skill set here, so maybe he can't knock out Asakura as he doesn't have that knockout power that Higuchi has. Maybe he can, but typically Pantoja uses his striking to set up takedowns. And, I think maybe if he, kind of beats up on that leg a bit and, compromises Asakura's leg, he'll go for the takedown here. And I think that's going to be a huge factor in this fight. Asakura apparently has some pretty solid takedown defense, but once you get him there, you never really know what's going to happen. He's been training with Merab Dvalishvili, a great grappler. In the training footage, his takedown defense looks good. I thought he reacted too much to level changes, which I think will be kind of a big challenge for him in this fight with Pantoja. As Pantoja is definitely an elite grappler, and he can set up those takedowns very nicely. But yeah, I think if he compromises that leg, he'll be able to take him down at will whenever he wants. America Top Team, they know how to beat Kai Asakura already. Pantoja's been training with someone who has beaten Kai Asakura, has fought him twice. I think Pantoja knows what he can do to defeat Kai Asakura, and it's going to be pretty easy for him, I think. I think Pantoja, if he keeps his distance early, beats up on that leg, he can take him down at will whenever he wants. Asakura has been training with Merab, as I mentioned, but Merab isn't a finisher like Pantoja is. He's going to be a lot less hand fighting that he's had to do, to avoid getting submitted if he's, training with Merab there. And I think Pantoja can definitely submit him. So my final prediction here is that Pantoja will retain his flyweight title. He will get his third title defense, and it's going to be a end of the first round submission for Pantoja.